Last Christmas, I gave you a pump, and the very next day, you traded for soy. This year, to save me from soy, we'll give you Altseasons soon. Welcome you back to Crypto's Juiciest News, friends. Hope you're having a fantastic Merry Christmas. I would like you to know there's been some updates in PulseChain land. Richard Hart uploaded a 60-minute audio video. I'm going to go through the updates now. He did it on his official channel. I re-uploaded it just in case it gets deleted. I saw somebody out here, people spooking about it getting deleted. You don't even know with YouTube, friends. YouTube, like, they got a lot of weird stuff. People can report things out here, right? All the time. Also, just so you know, for YouTube, friends, YouTube, if you turn off monetization, they start shadow banning you, right? So it's kind of like it's sad. Like, they want you to monetize, not only for profit, but because their regulations, it's like PG rated, and they want you to like not talk about super conspiratorial stuff without code words. It's kind of, that's how it works, just to let you know. And if you notice, there are channels out there they demonetize, but what they actually do is they funnel their own products. They'll like shill you their own stuff. Oh, come and sign up to my $1,000 thing here. That's why they do it. They compensate with that time to do stuff like out here. So they do like direct more advertising out here. That's just how this game works. You got to understand the game, you know? So moving on, friends. We've got a Bitcoin price of $97,000. Is it a Christmas pump? Well, I mean, you tell me. Is it a Christmas pump? Better than going straight to zero. But we are sitting around here. Now, moving into the new year, everyone would like to know, is the 4-year cycle going to repeat? And if it is, what happens next? Well, I might be able to get through some data here, but just to spoil it here for you. Basically, if you compute all the alt seasons, the average alt season and the waves and all these other things, I saw this like hard data, which is kind of funny, friends, is exactly what we're expecting. Right? So you and I, we look at these alt season waves, but just as a general window of time, if you go to any of the alt seasons, the average window it's expected to finish is around August to October. That would be the average when it's almost over, right? Around this period, August to October. Now here's the thing. Is it possible we go right to December? Absolutely. Why? Because what does everybody say? They go, well, if you look at the data of the halvenings, when there's a halvening year, the halvening is happening earlier and earlier in the year. Why? Because the halvening is on exactly 4 years in span. It's like 3.8 years. So that's 0.2 years every time. So the halvening used to be in November 2012. Then it became like July 2016. See how you move it earlier in the year. Then it became May, which is in 2020. Now we just had it in April. So I think the next halvening as well in 2020, I think it's going to be like February or March. Okay, but here's the thing. But because people look at that, they go, oh, well, there's a certain amount of time for that to the end of the alt season. No, what I actually found is it's not actually got to do with the halvening at all. It is the 4-year global liquidity cycle. See, that's that 4-year part. And it's the bond duration debt rollover for the government. Remember, I always tell you that they are printing money from one credit card to pay it off, and they spend that just so they can fund the next one. Yeah, that's the most important part. And the government, they work in these years. That's like their epochs of their years out here. So that's why it is very possible that we just run straight to the end of December. Some say Dikembe out here for a Merry Christmas to you. And it's got nothing to do with that halvening. That's why a lot of people say, oh, the halvening doesn't matter. Like, but people, they keep like, dude, everyone says the halvening doesn't matter. You know that? Literally everyone. It's interesting. Even, friends, the independent thinkers, there's independent thinker guys all over YouTube land. I'm like, you know, man, you're all saying, all of you. I never thought that would happen, by the way. Okay, if you asked me 3 years ago, would it ever happen? I'll go, no chance in hell. Well, it actually is happening. So all the independent thinkers are now mainstream, and they're all talking about the halvening doesn't matter, which means what they're basically saying is assess it case by case, which theoretically is what you should do, but it's also wonderful what you want, friends, because now everyone's trapped. Here's the thing, okay? If you say the halvening doesn't matter, what they're actually implying is we're not going to get a standard 4-year cycle. Most people, they say, or even they're open to it, But like, they're just like, oh, it's not guaranteed for it to happen. It can stop at any day now because the halvening doesn't matter. But it's always funny with the independent thinkers like that. Most of them, they have 0% chance that, okay, since the halvening doesn't matter, we don't have to end in 4 years. We could end at 5 years. They never consider that scenario. It's always, we're going to end in the next 2 or 3 months. We're going to end early. Everyone's going to get destroyed. Okay, which is exactly what I was thinking about this in 2022. But, you know, I know like big butts, friends. But when you're looking at, say, Bitcoin dominance hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started. Others, BTC, did not do a giant pump up to the heavens, showing you that altcoins, in my opinion, are nowhere near expensive. Not even close. Not even in the same solar system as being expensive, okay? They are really, really, really far away. If you wanted to know how high does your altcoin portfolio need to be for this thing to be expensive, okay, the whole index has to be 2.5x. So today, based off Bitcoin's price at 97,000 American dollars, your portfolio, get your altcoins, okay, increase it by about 5 today, okay? Then, because remember, I'm talking to everybody. Remember, you got some undervalued stuff. I know, yeah, maybe PulseChain, you got to increase it by like a 7, whatever. But at that point, historically, that's like, oh, wow, now you're expensive. Like, look around, everything's expensive, okay? Now, obviously, everyone expects that their own coin, hey, I know everyone else is undervalued by 2x, but I'm undervalued by 15x. I get it, but that's the game we're looking at. Now, what's going on with the rest of PulseChain and everything? Well, friends, Richard Hart, he uploaded a new Christmas video, and like what I've done is, it's an audio, right? I've uploaded just a backup copy as well, and I put timestamps, if you want to go through it as well, friends, timestamps just to add it in, just so it separates everything. So I'll give you the main synopsis of it. So he references Judge Auntie Carol. He says he's very optimistic for a good ruling. He says she takes about 60 days for her motions to dismiss. So I was like, wow, like he's actually like talking about, oh yeah, like she takes around this amount of time to dismiss the whole case. Now remember, it's going on the grounds of jurisdiction. Now, Judge Auntie Carol, in her ruling, did not say, hey, SEC, you can't go for Richard Hart because he belongs to Finland Soy Government. Okay, she did not say that. In the court case, thanks to everybody out there from the PulseChain community who was there recording and listening, okay, she said, hey, we don't even have laws to tell me where does the blockchain live? Who lives on this imaginary internet land? Because she's smart, she gets it. Gets it. That's what crypto is, friends. It's literally digital real estate, okay? You are controlling keys on an imaginary internet plane, okay? But yeah, it's literally digital real estate. We go, okay, who owns it? Where does it exist? Okay, it exists all over the world. It's a network. It's a series of code things. It's a protocol. Like, oh, crap, it's not actually physical land. Okay, sweet. Now we're getting somewhere. All right, who owns this land? Who owns this digital land? Well, Soy Finland government think that just because they drink a lot of Soylent drinks that they own it. No, you don't own it, okay? How do you know 33% of my bags? What if you guys all come to an agreement that America actually owns Ethereum? Okay, sweet. I owe 33% of my bags as tax to Donald Trump. But yeah, go to court with 195 other countries and thousands of lawyers and go argue about it. That's pretty much what it comes down to, see? So the SEC, friends, I believe is the more important one. But also, friends, he already moved the money, man. Like we don't actually need these, okay? The network, it's much bigger than these, okay? Also, he spoke about PulseChain and he spoke about forks having value. He spoke about PHEX. And just to let you know, friends, Ethereum is actually a fork, okay? The real chain is Ethereum Classic. So it's basically, it was Metcalfe's law in action, showing you, and this is actually before Bitcoin did the fork, right? So Metcalfe's law in action, that demonstrated everything I've been talking about is true from Ethereum. Ethereum, all the people of the community, basically, friends, so like Ethereum people lived up a mountain and 10 miles the other way, there's another mountain, okay? But everyone was on this mountain and a big flood came and just wiped out everything at the base of the mountain and like, you know what, this is actually garbage. We shouldn't stay here. Let's go settle somewhere else. So they went and they took all the people. That's what Ethereum did. Let's go back. Let's go to Ethereum land. You guys who want to stay here, stay here. And you got a couple of hermits to stay there forever. Yeah, but then you come into the future. You're like, oh, I want to buy land to build an apartment. Well, if you're on the Ethereum land, the Ethereum Classic chain as it is, It doesn't matter, man. There's like 2 people using it. There's literally 2 people using it, and there's no people there. Okay, that piece of land there, people used to be on it. Now it's worth like $7 a square meter. Okay, you go to Ethereum main city though, it's $10,000 a square meter because everybody's there because the people just moved. Now, you did not know what was going to happen, but now the information is basically out. Like you have the evidence out here. So it's the same thing when it comes to looking at forks. That's why, hey, if we can convince a certain number of people to move, something will always have value if they just believe in something else. That's exactly what we're looking at in crypto. That's why, friends, as well, it's digital real estate. The corrupt SEC, the corrupt Interpol, okay, the corrupt soy-drinking Finland government exploiting Interpol, okay, they can't put a gun to a population's head all around the world, dispersed. They can't put a gun here and say, you must drink the soy. They can't do that, okay? And even if they do, I'm not drinking the soy. Are you going to drink the soy? No, you're not. So they can try get different figureheads, but they can't stop the whole thing. And you know who knows this? You do. You are the market. You understand that even if Richard Hart got arrested tomorrow, yeah, there's going to be a panic dump. But you know, okay, CZ got arrested. What happened to Binance? What happened to Binance, guys? Binance went up only. Look at it. Binance still went up only, friends. Went and broke the high. Went and broke the high. By the way, you want to see the real chart? Look at let's look at BNB ETH. See that? BNB ETH near the top as well. So, and by the way, BNB BTC is down. That's just, you know, it's altcoins and stuff. But you see, why? Because the Binance network is bigger than just one guy. Even though there is a panic dump, friends. Just like when Steve Jobs passed away, I still remember I was in the trading office and it was like, you know, it was after American hours. He passed away and people just like auto sold the stock market, S&P 500, and it went down a bit. I remember that. Like people just sold it down. Oh, Steve Jobs passed away. And everyone was like, oh, we've kind of known about that for like, you know, like a month, yeah, like the liver cancer and stuff. But it was just like, panic sell. The brain's gone. So they sold the index because the stock was closed. It was after hours. They're just like, oh, let's sell the index because he's gone now. And then like the market just comes and buys it back up because they're like, you know, we've planned for it. And Apple as a brand, it's bigger than him. So the future stuff, you can argue about that, I guess, in a bit of time from now. You see what I mean? So that's the thing that gets priced in here. That's the chaos of the market. You don't know exactly what the net result's going to be, but we've seen this time and time again. Also, something interesting from his quotes, friends. He mentioned that he was bulletproof twice. He said that twice. He said he's safe. He spoke about Donald Trump. He goes, look at Donald Trump. That he had fake rape allegations, assaults, assassination attempt. They shot him in the head. Literally shot him in the head. Okay? There was countless deep state attacks, trials, courts, fake regulations. Remember, everyone coming out. And yeah, so just citing that example. And he said all these entities are mad that they're just winning. It's kind of funny. He just says, oh yeah, they're just mad. And then you and I thinking, bro, just be careful. Just please be careful. Just, you know what I mean? Like yeah, oh, you guys are mad. It's a faceless Hydra head dragon, evil deep state entities. They have fast access to the money printer, okay? The US Federal Reserve is ultimately behind these, friends. If you go and follow the trail, it only comes from one place. Where your money coming from, bro? It's incentives, okay? These people don't believe in it. There's an incentive here. That's why the most evil thing of all is the guy who gets to press the money printer. That's the actual act. That is, friends, like kind of like, hey, okay, someone shoots a gun, sweet, okay, but what about the guy who loads the gun and then gives the gun to you? Is he complicit? Think about it. Now here's the thing. You might go, maybe in one case, you're like, you know what? That guy deserved to get shot. You go, all right, but when you see like 450 murder assassinations and it was the same guy loading the gun and handing the gun to the assassin in all 500 cases, what are you going to think then? Are you going to think, oh, each person deserved to die? Or maybe you think, you know what? I think there's a common evil satanic entity behind these. That's actually the money printer. I just described for you the money printer, okay? That's literally it, okay? You're looking at the jab. You're looking at all the other lies from the TV media. You look at all these other fabrications, lies, made-up assaults, deep state planned assassination. I'll go on and on and on. Only comes from one place. Who's lying about it? All the incentives. It's literally all coming from one place. Also, Richard Hart, friends, he called on PulseChain community to tell everybody that Ethereum is better than Bitcoin. Talk about it's got smart contracts. It's got encapsulating, all these other cool stuff out here. Why? Because he says like, okay, Ethereum's better than Bitcoin. And, oh yeah, Ethereum's gas fees are too much. We're cheaper than Ethereum. Sweet. Come and hang out here, right? So that's pretty much his main point here. And that's why you know we're a slingshot of everything, right? So first you need people to like Bitcoin, okay? Then if Bitcoin goes up enough, they like Ethereum. Because, oh, now Ethereum can go up. Okay, if Ethereum goes up enough, oh, now you like PulseChain because we're cheaper, okay, to use. And there's, there's meme coins and communities out here. You see that on-flow effect, right? But if people don't like Bitcoin at the start, everything goes down. And that's just from the prices, okay? Also, interesting news I've got to show you. Rumors are starting to circulate that Soy Bankman-Fried, a large proponent of soy, and he was literally lactating titty milk on stage. That's how much soy he was drinking. You remember, friends, you remember SBF man boobs. If you guys remember these part, he had a diet very high in soy. I don't think it was possible to even consume. Like, he had an overload of soy here. And yes, pretty much, he was literally just lactating full time. that was pretty much it. Have you seen my boobs worth 50 million? Wow, man, this is a long time ago. It's kind of funny, man. We watched a guy net worth go from 16 billion to $3. Like, we actually watched it, and that's wild. So apparently, he might get pardoned. So that's a possible, friends. Got Uncle Joey Biden. He's a proponent of soy as well. They might pardon Soy Bankman-Fried. Why? Solana token went up. He's got a lot of collections. Just to let you know, Soy Bankman-Fried had Roca Negra on the ICO insiders list for FTX. Like, he had so many insiders. It wasn't. If you see that ICO list of how many people were in the exchange that he handed out, this kid was literally taking over the world. That's why it was such a shock that FTX went under. We're like, dude, you literally had the deepest, darkest, deep state satanic scum of the world, and all of them were on your ICO list. This kid was so connected. In fact, he's got to be still connected, friends. There's things on his friends. There are things on this channel that I can't even say code words for. Okay, if you think long and hard about them, you eventually figure some of them out. But there's stuff I can't even say code words for. Okay. That's all I'll say about that. Now, over the weekend, there was heaps of news revealing corrupt Interpol. So, friends, yeah, you learn something new every day, right? I did not know that Europe have an Interpol problem, okay? There's corrupt Interpol red alerts issued all the time. People don't bat a second eyelid for them. Why? Because they're like, oh, that guy's probably rich. He probably did something. I don't know. Because it's always like, hey, they're targeting someone like, $100 million net worth plus. So like, this guy probably a crook somewhere, right? Because, you're walking on your wage. But now you have a stake in your digital real estate. So when the Soy Finland government, who have a bogus corruption scandal index, they're very like a perceived low risk, like perceived no corruption. We know that's all a bunch of BS, man. That's perceived, okay? Now we're starting to find stuff out. That's why no one in the market believes it. They're like, oh, but Finland, they rank like 2 of the least corrupt entities in the world. Dude, you're asking the retardio population who gets fed information from the government about what corruption levels they perceive? Really? Where's that going to get you? Okay, all the corruption happens behind closed doors. You have no idea. I mean, and the worst corruption is happening literally right under your nose. You think it's actually good. So, looking at all these events, Australia's the exact same thing. All these other countries, the exact same thing. Okay, they have high debt. They're going after high net worth individuals. Now, you and I, see, that's why crypto has value. Okay, so we all have a stake. We all want this to succeed, and we don't want our bags to go down. They're literally making people poorer. And they don't care because they just want money out of us. Because they don't know, friends. It's literally a bunch of boomers. They've never seen Spoonie in action for his Christmas special, okay? They've never seen Spoonie use any of his special abilities, okay? So now they are going to. Now they're going to see 250,000 of the most annoying, the most hated, the most rabid dog cultists who are literally just going to be pooping on them. 250,000. There's only 1,000 Interpol employees. There are only 19 Finland ministers for the whole country, and they've got to run Finland. Okay, you're going to have literally 250,000 people spamming you. 250,000 people using Google Translate to translate from English to Spanish to Chinese and then to Finnish. Okay, we're just going to be spamming them just so it's incoherent and they don't know what the hell is going on. They've never seen anything like it. The government's never seen anything like it. Why? Because the government, who's it run by? People. People, most of them have no spines. Most of them, they just go, oh, I got paid to be here. I'm here for power and money. So then they look at everybody else. They go, oh, someone must be paying you. No. We're risk takers, okay? You are risk vultures. You are vulturing off other people who take risk, okay? In crypto, we take the risk. We put our money into the stakes, okay? We own the digital real estate, basically the land that lives on the internet, which none of you have found proper laws to regulate yet, okay? You got to update the law. So, yeah, we have the stake in, therefore we want to see it succeed. So these people, they have no idea. But eventually, friends, the boomers, they'll eventually catch up. Because just like you say, hey, okay, you have a house, yeah. Do you want violent third world criminals to come in, burn children publicly, set that poor lady on fire on the train and walk away and be scot-free? No, you don't want that. Okay, what do you think would happen to your house value, your home value, if that started happening in your city? They go, oh, it starts going down. Oh, wow, golly gee. Now we're making some progress, boomers. Soy drinking boomers. Oh, now we're making some progress. Okay, well, imagine there's another city out there, except it doesn't live in the real world, okay? It's actually digital. And these people don't want to see it burn to the ground. Okay, what you're doing is you're trying to burn it to the ground because you don't have a stake. Well, guess what? People do have a stake in these cities. So as they slowly start to learn, friends, the people who get it fast, they're like Senator Cynthia Lummis. She's like in Bitcoin. You know what I mean? They're like, you know what? I'm just in. The people who are very, very slow, a lot of these socialist, communist countries, because they've never had anybody to basically defend the other side, because you can't, because they just tax everything. They tax everything. There's no alternatives. That's why crypto is awesome, man, because friends, if you're getting taxed, like Ethereum taxes you for your gas fees heaps, yeah? Okay, if you're getting taxed too much, click another button, go move somewhere else. Go do it. And people do. People can. Okay? You can't do it in another country. You can't. It's not so easy. People do move, but it's harder to do it, okay? And that's what makes crypto very special, the digital part. All right. Also, GCR, friends. So GCR, you know, the Grim Reaper, the greatest forecaster in crypto. He didn't off the cuff ask me anything in Thicky Thought's Telegram. Now, I don't know how to even get to this Telegram. It's probably private. Now, Thicky Thought, there's some Asian guy. Man, shout out to you, sir. It's a pretty rough story. He was on Steady Lad's podcast, but he got liquidated in a big trade. I think he lost millions. I don't know how much else. He basically got liquidated. See, man, that's what happens, man. Like, you got a strategy. It's a high win rate. Oh, I probably had an 85% win rate strategy, 90%, and he just blew it on one go. Why? Because they don't want to take a loss, friends. They don't want to take a loss. You see, when a trading loss is different to a holding loss. In the holding loss, you just got to hold longer and just forget about it, and you come back, okay, most of the time. A trading loss is different. You have to accept that you make the wrong decision, and then you have to go make right decisions after that point. Yes? That's what you have to do. Try to predict in the ebbs and flows. And you can't just bet on fundamentals while you sleep. That's why it's psychologically it's harder. And then in his Telegram though, GCR rocks up, and GCR actually says, someone asked him about Michael Saylor, and then GCR says, he goes, yeah, that guy's gonna be in big trouble one day. He goes, yeah, within the next 5 years, he will be experiencing a like minus 70% drawdown, and he says, this guy's average price is going to get dangerous when it goes up to like 126,000. I think he said that, just that random number. Which probably, remember, if I just show you Saylor track, remember Michael Saylor, friends, Michael Chad Saylor, his average price is about, look how much it's gone up, dude. It's up to 62,000. You see that? 62K. So if it starts to get up to like 120K, and you're saying, oh, he needs to buy a lot. Habib, leverage is reflexive. It's based off confidence. Other people will give you more money to buy the top at the top. Okay? When Bitcoin, hopefully it's $200,000 next year, people aren't going to be giving him like $40,000 or even $4 billion. They'll be probably giving him like $30 billion, $50 billion clips, something ridiculous out of this world. Like he did like a big $10 billion purchase or whatever. Like, yeah, they might give him for like 40, 50 billion, like bang, 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 bang. He just brings up all the average. So, yeah, that's what happens at tops, okay? Someone's got to buy the top. But you might say to me, Tommy, no, nobody's going to buy a $200,000 Bitcoin. my friends, no one can cheat the cycles, bro. You're dealing with emotions. You are somebody, you're addicted to the drugs, the thrill. There's an actual dopamine chemical in your brain. And so, friends, a lot of people thank me because a lot of people, one of my most common thanks I get is people saying, thank you, Somi. I never really understood markets until you started using all these drug analogies and dopamine in the brain. Now they can see it. And also a lot of people thank me because they said, Somi, I've noticed that when everyone starts feeling bad, I'll watch your video straight away. And then they love what people love when I say, I just say, oh yeah, the dopamine got cut off in all our brains. I felt it today. And everyone's like, oh yeah, I felt it today as well. I felt like, I'm not as high in my mind anymore. Now, what does that actually mean? It's like you're not speculating about how much fun you're going to have in the future anymore. You just, your hormone, or your hormones and everything just balances back down. You know, your feelings, like everything just goes back. You're like, oh, I'm not feeling like super puffed up anymore. Yeah. But when the market goes up green, it's like a slow build up, friends. You know, it really is. That's why you really got to master this. That you're actually trading emotions of markets, and people don't really get this at the start until you've been here for a long time. Like, it's just amazing now, friends. Like, you know, everyone's got their own talents. You know, some of you out here, some of you nurses, friends, some of you nurses literally a patient. There's an old date there. She has to wear a diaper. That's what nurses are doing, like cleaning them all day, looking after sick people. Yeah, that's your skill. You can tell when like someone like is too nervous or scared to ask about something. Okay, but I'm here 18 hours a day. I can literally feel I'm feeling high right now. And like, oh, it just stopped. The dopamine's cut off. Because once you know the dopamine's cut off, your whole interaction of crypto is different. I've given you, friends, literally the proverbial third eye. Pew, pew, pew. I've given you literally a real laser eye. Because now you go, oh, the dopamine's cut off. So now when you go on Twitter, now when you look at YouTube, you're seeing a presentation of people who've like just got their dopamine cut off. So you know other interactions when everyone's like, oh, everyone's fighting, I don't like it. No. You're not talking to a normal person, man. You're talking to somebody who was literally just high and now got taken down. You know, it's kind of like if someone's slurring their speech because they're like really, really, really drunk. And you're like, hey, bro, would you like to discuss Shakespeare English plays right now? Let's go through Hamlet. Let's read Hamlet text together. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the guy's drunk. Okay, the guy's so toasty he can barely open his eyes. You know what I mean? Like, he's like down a couple of bottles of whiskey. The last thing he wants to do is talk about Hamlet to you. Yeah, but you know that intuitively. Okay, we're now in the digital realm. There's the equivalent of that, okay? When everyone's like so drunk, and everyone's like, no, I don't want to talk about risking off. That's the naughty thing right now. So you understand this part. You're actually trading emotions. That's the funny part. But it's kind of funny because everyone thinks markets are just all fundamentals, which they aren't. However, the fundamentals are always this long-term stream, which you can't control. Because the swings are what you can really at least feel that you can control in crypto. Because you don't have this obfuscation of the DCA stock market Ponzi part. Okay, that's the ultimate difference. One day we'll get there and then this whole game's done. But we're not there yet. That's how we know we're early. Also, friends, for GCR, what I'll do is I'll play some nice heavy beats for Christmas. So GCR, friends, he was asked about markets. And then he said, I'm like bullish on Trump. That was pretty much what he said, which implies we got Trump next year. I'm bullish on him. What does that mean? I'm bullish on crypto out here. Also interesting, Martin Shkreli, friends. Oh, man, this is... I want to show you, friends. Don't do this, dude. Martin, if you're listening, I know you're really like mid-curve. I know you're a skeptical guy. This is literally... I'm begging you, bro. I don't beg people. This is the last Altseason in the world that you want to try to call the tops early on. We are literally going into a year. We have a president of the United States. He said the words Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. It was literally the wet dream. You know the Bitcoin ETF? That was like ultimate wet dream. It was. Yeah, but there's actually a wet dream on top of that. Bitcoin Strategic Reserve. Okay. That was actually it. He actually said those words. He has his own shitcoin. He has his own NFTs. He just bought Ethereum and Chainlink and Aave. Like, he is a living meme himself. Okay? And he's going to cut taxes. He just goes, you know what? I'm cutting all the taxes again. Thank you, Donald. Thank you for that, by the way. Big thank you. because all the other cuck governments around the world, Australia, Finland, all the other soy government, hopefully they cut rates as well. So, Martin, this is literally the last alt season you want to be trying to call the tops early on. Trust me, it's the last one in the world, okay? The amount of inflation done out there, coupled with the amount of people who now want to come in and just buy meme coins is ridiculous. So, Martin, friends, if you go through, he was celebrating fart coin going down. Look at this. Fart going down 25%. Double down, retards. By all means, look what happens next. Now he's got... it's back up. I don't have fart coin. I got fart on PulseChain, and I actually enjoyed top blasting it because only like a couple of 100K market cap. Yeah. And by the way, Andre, friends, like I feel like I owe Andre something. The guy, when I found that, bro, you were making fart videos in a random YouTube guy's channel, me, and you didn't even make the coin, and it was only 30K market cap. And you were such a visionary. You were talking about these farts like 10 months ago, 12 months ago, before this fart coin here came out in 2 months ago. So yeah, it's just kind of funny, friends. Fart coin. Yeah, I guess this is one of the chosen funny stuff out here. Farts now funny. Farts always been funny because it's trumpet coming out of your butthole. But yeah, so man, if you think too hard, obviously what Martin's doing, Martin's also got a short on MicroStrategy, which probably works on a long enough time frame. But friends, I don't want you to do this, but if you must go into the dark arts of trying to call the top early on a bull market, this is the weekly chart. Put a super trend on it, man. At least, like, you really, friends, you are nowhere near short. Man, you got to see this first. Close under a week here and then pull back. Okay, now here's your short. Okay. However, man, like, imagine you're trying to call the top here. Look, it never finished the week below the weekly super. It never finished it. Okay, look, it never ever flipped red. Bang, you just get blown up. I think he's actually short from here. He's short from here. He's just getting, so we'll see what happens. Maybe he's going to average, but don't do this, dude. Don't do this because it's the wrong mindset, dude. Okay, you're looking for a wife in a strip club. Okay, yeah. Go look for a wife separately and go to the strip club because you want to eat steak on a Wednesday. Nothing else is open. Okay, do them separately. Just don't go combine them. Okay, you want to look for shorts, bro, in another market, man. It's another year. Look for shorts in 2026 January, not heading into 2025 January. You see? And also now he's got a mindset that everything's overvalued, by the way. So that's when he lost the game. You know, people say, friends, you need a winning mindset. Okay, yeah. Well, you lose way before you actually do the action to make you a loser. You lost in the head. You lost in the heart. These people don't believe in anything. Bro, do you know how much money they printed? I don't think, do you actually know? Not like, oh yeah, a couple of trillions. No, bro. Do you actually know what they did? Okay. They printed so much money that they just started hoarding it because they're like, oh, I've got nowhere to blow it. I'm just going to keep these for the future. I've got so much money. I don't even have to spend it. That's how much money they printed from the Cantillon effect. You know that, right? You know they still have that currency units. You and I don't get to touch it. That's why it's going to get deployed. Let's hope that the total crypto market, this is others, friends. Maybe others is going to follow this trajectory, come back down, retest, and go up. I don't know. A lot of people are calling for the end of markets. I've noticed there's always a common theme with all those soy boys calling for the end. You always Bitcoin Maxi portfolio, number one. Number two, you always acknowledge before you cycle up until the point for your own bags. And then they have like this blinder that comes over their eyes and they go, oh, I forgot what happens in the actual biggest part of the bull market. La, 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 la. It's just straight every single time. So they all have bag bias. And then they say everybody else has bag bias. Oh, you're just holding bags from years ago. I've also noticed, friends, a lot of Bitcoin maxis, they trade leverage. They play around with options, and they trade the indexes and stuff as well. You guys are pathetic. You are the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. Do you understand the very thing you're bullish on? Okay, the very thing you're bullish on was meant to liberate mankind through the use of technology. Decentralization. Okay, Bitcoin is base money. What you are doing with your own actions is you basically think you're smarter than the market and everyone else. You're smarter than Satoshi. You are giving your money to centralized authorities. You are literally a cuck. You are worshipping governments. You are licking and sniffing boots all day. You're literally that martini guy. You got a gimp suit on and you're getting spanked. And then the girl kicks you in the nuts with the stilettos and makes you apologize for it. You're literally that guy with that leash. You're walking around. You're eating dog food out of that little dog food plate thing, just for like that fin-cuck domination thing. You are literally that guy. We have an entire industry who has actually taken the words and principles of Satoshi, tried to implement the smart contracts, the scarcity, and everything else out here. Yet for some reason, because you are a biased cuck, you can't see that. Okay, but I got bad news for you. Okay, I got bad news for you. The bad news is that this Bitcoin dominance is gonna make you wish you were buying a fart for the whole next year. Okay, it's coming, man. A lot of people, they just, how come they didn't look at this part? Oh wow, Bitcoin dominance is going up forever, guys. Bro, you are literally, do you understand what this chart means? This chart means, what it actually means conceptually, it means we are discovering more ways to keep people in networks outside of Bitcoin. We're discovering more ways. Slowly, people are coming in. We're doing different marketing, different branding, smart contracts, DEXs, all of these other things. That's actually what it means. And these people on the sidelines, they go, oh, it never happened. It never happened. Dude, it's happening right now. It's literally happening right now. It just happens in waves. We've got a big wave coming. Also, live look at all the soy boys. So shout out to the gentle sir from Trading Bastards. We typed in, I think it's Marco. Marco typed in noodle arm, pencil neck, soy boy. This is exactly what you look like. Of course, you got a little ring as well. So yes, this is exactly what I imagined in my mind. Little soy boy, twinkie doodle, twinkle D. This is hilarious, friends. Now, we'll be making another update video later on. But yeah, so we have Richard Hart's audio message. If you're looking at the prices and stuff out here, a quick update. For the past 24 hours, friends, people started pumping it. So as soon as, it's kind of funny, man. This is weird. So people didn't even know Richard uploaded it until I uploaded the video. Because his channel, no one checks his channel. It's just audio stuff. Kind of funny. We started pumping right after I alerted everybody. That's crazy. So let's check the 6 hour number mark, friends, as well. 6 and 12 is pretty much the same. 6 hour, 13% hex, 11% ink, 12%, 8%. So you want to know, yeah, well, obviously why we're moving. Confidence boost. I guess it's saying, oh, you're not arrested. You mentioned the word bulletproof twice. And it was very confident in there. There's nothing to, oh, by the way, Pulse is up exactly 5.55%. Have a look at that as well. So, yes, this is, oh, man, I hope this is the bottom. That'll be gold. That'll be gold. Oh, gosh. The sad thing is, friends, you're dealing with cuckolds who, like, the girl's taking you around the store. Okay, remember, I saw this once in real life. Okay. You're literally on a leash. You're the guy in the gimp suit, okay? She's walking around in stilettos. You like getting whipped. Okay. You eat the dog food out of the dog kennel on the floor. Okay. They get off to this domination part. They don't actually have any like self-introspective shame thing. There's no meter for them. Literally doesn't exist. So I always have this like wet dream. I'm like, you know what? I can't wait to when we recover up from this mess, right? I'm going to tag all those losers and go, hey, you're a cuck. Everybody laugh at that cuck. So I'm looking at this price chart. All the cucks. Gary Cardone, Altcoin Gordon, Eric, Jameson Flop, all your other flops, Stacey Herbert, every single one. Shout out to all of you, by the way. Simon Dixon, who doesn't need a nickname because his name's Simon Dixon. All you people, literally bottom signals right here. And I always imagine just like everyone going, yes, yes. But actually what happens is they don't care. Why? They're so used to being losers that it doesn't affect them. You see, friends, if I call something a total scam after minus 90-something%, let's say something drops 70%, I'm like, scam, never touch it. And then it goes up. Okay, please share with me. I'm like, I would feel embarrassment. I'm like, oh, man, how could I get fudded out from something? You know better. You know better, Somi. I feel that. You should feel that. That's a normal human response. When you're a soy-drinking, noodle arm, pencil neck, virgin, cuck, who stands for nothing, believes in nothing, sits on unsqueaky chairs, drinks room temperature water, and has a diet high in soy, when you see this, they feel at ease with being a loser because it's comfort. They're like, oh, I'm a loser, just like I've always been. I was born to lose. This is where I feel comfortable. They're just not used to winning. They don't actually have a winning mindset. It's disgusting. I hope, friends, I never breed any humans into this world who have this mindset where like winning is so foreign to them, succeeding, that it makes them uncomfortable, that they just naturally gravitate to being kicked in the nuts with stilettos and then thanking the girl for it and paying her for it. She should be paying you for the ability to kick you in the nuts. You understand? Why are you paying her? Some people, friends, just can't be helped, okay? What you're looking at now, this is the PulseChain price up, PulseChain diet. Also, I want to show you this, okay? Remember this. I don't do any of this TA stuff. I know how to do it, friends. It's just, you're 60, 70% odds, bro. That's it, okay? Instead of like talking about the TA, you do the trading, make the money, and just shut up. That's what you should be doing. But going down on these time frames for this TA, when the corrupt SEC, corrupt chairman Gary Gensler, when he ruined the PulseChain party, okay, in a very corrupt way, there was a high amount of net selling and we actually died off, okay? You see that? We actually died off with the volume. There's a difference though. When corrupt Interpol and corrupt soy Finland government attacked us, look what happened here. We had enormous dip buyers. You see this giant engulfing candle? That's bottom stuff. By the way, that happened to zombie virus. Do you want me to show you? I'll show you the black swan of Bitcoin. Come check it out, friends. Come in a very friendly way, please. This is the daily chart for Bitcoin. Look at that. Here was zombie virus day. 40% down. Look at this. Look what happened. See that big candle? Daily candles. You can see it really, really clear. I'll zoom in even more. You see how we had enormous... By the way, look how enormous this selling was. Look how enormous this selling was. And then huge sell. Look at that. All of it. That was like the whole... Just think about this, by the way, man. Because this was so big, you understand how damaging that was to everyone. Like, we had... This is how bad it was, friends. This was the lowest point of Bitcoin in the bear market, okay? The volume we just had of selling was here. Did you just understand why? Like, there's some big KOLs. I don't say their names. I feel sorry for them. They sold like 50 BTC at that low, 4 or 5K. Yeah, that's why, man. Look, it was game over. It was literally game over. No, it was game over. And I was sitting in this squeaky chair and I go, well, okay, either I'm going to have to stock up on shotguns, learn how to defend myself from zombies because it's literally game over, or it's the best buying opportunity of your lifetime. So that's what ended up happening, okay? Do you see how devastating? But look at this. Even to the shock, in the midst of that giant volume, look how devastating that volume was. The next day's volume was a big recovery. See that? It was actually huge. That's how you can see, okay, buyers stepped up, there's a flaw. And no, don't take this home, okay? Because I know what people do is they learn this off me while tweaking their nipples for Christmas. And then they want to go, okay, I want to go look for bottoms everywhere and all these. Look, save yourself, man. Because like from Michael Saylor and everything we've learned, it doesn't even matter how bullish you become in your thing later on, okay? The best thing to do is to go all in right now. So I'm not saying to do that. I'm just telling you historically, statistically, most of the stuff, the best thing to do is just like, don't worry about looking for these things. It's just like buy ASAP and that's it. Instead of waiting for opportunity, because these things don't happen at levels that you think, okay? This is also how, look what happened here on the daily chart. When China, evil scum China, corrupt China banned Bitcoin, look at this. We had the big capitulation. See how there was no buyback? It was literally game over. And by the way, look how long it died for, friends. It died for freaking like 2-3 months. You see how, oh crap, it was pretty much over. See these capitulations? You can see when these things form like a big solid bottom. Look at that. Once again, this was Luna. See how no one stepped it up, friends? It was just game over. Literally game over. There was like nothing else left. You get it? So that's how you know these big capitulations. Should you touch them or not? Also, look what happened with Bitcoin in March this year. You see? So we had a capitulation here, high volume, dropping down. So look, there are these periods like here. Oh wow, but there was a big volume down. We went up. I know, but this is Coinbase. So it's not perfect all the time. It's just like I'm just giving you another thing just to look at to kind of help you along the path. Now that's why when I show you, okay, PulseChain, you're like, oh wow, my friend Somi, this is actually interesting. The buyers came and stepped up. And I think why it's even more significant, even more in PulseChain. See, Vince, this is our edge. See, if someone's looking at this chart, they're like, oh, maybe it's still like a 70% odds, but look, you might actually find that this is like 80% odds, 90%. Why? It's because you and I know how hard it is to buy PulseChain. They had to bridge in from Ethereum. You have to use pulseramp.com. You're not on CEXs. MEXC is delisted as well, by the way. Another bottom signal. MEXC is delisting here, friends. Remember, OKEX delisted here, and that was the bottom. You get it? So you and I know, like, hey, it's hard to get into PulseChain, and the news was so horrific, right, as a shock. Plus, you got CEXs, like, you can't see bots, friends. So here's the thing, like, there's no like bots coming in on these exchanges that just place a limit order because they've got a cross-collateral credit account on Binance or Bybit or anything else. People actually had to bridge in and manually click in. And you still got this. You still got that volume. Okay, so yeah. After all this, man, there's still a chance it just reverses down. You don't know, man. Bitcoin, something happens. You don't know. But yeah, I'm just teaching you something along the way. I've given you a tool now. So if a big capitulation happens, see if the buyers step it up next day. Do they choke up the supply the next day and engulf it? If they do, you probably want to be buying within the next few days because you're actually done. If they don't, okay, well, you really got to believe in it, don't you? Are you going to have a Merry Christmas, friends? You are having a Merry Christmas. Everything's going to be all right. No need to panic. 2025 is going to be great. Why? Because I need it to. Like, subscribe, bell button, I'll catch you soon.